My name is Luciano Peregrini. I'm the executive chef at Valentino Restaurant at the Venetian and also a partner at Giorgio Ristorante and Mandalay Place, both restaurants in Las Vegas. I started hotel school when I was 13 years old. I don't claim that I knew fully what I was getting into. However, I did have an uncle that was a chef and recommended me considering going into the culinary arts because I guess he saw something in me and I was displaying certain things at home, and I've always enjoyed helping out mom in the kitchen and turning the polenta on a wood-burning stove and I don't know, scrambling eggs and so on and so forth. I do believe that I had some innate abilities that eventually served me well throughout my career. I love everything that can be turned into edible food. I love it all. I love spices, I love poultry, I love seafood, I love beef, I love pasta, I love rice. If you were to just make me choose one, I would have to say salt, because it just makes it all taste better. Today I'm going to prepare some salmon scalopini with green leaf mussels and couscous.
Welcome everyone, I am Chef Bob Fromage on Chef Live. I want to welcome my special friends, Luciano Pellegrini from Valentino's Restaurant.
Hey Bob.
And our dear friend, Lucy Ventura. How are you guys?
Excellent.
Great.
Lucy is an author. I even helped her with her last book, Touched by Diabetes. So, what are we doing today, guys?
I think we're going to do a dish that has Mediterranean roots. We're going to do a salmon scalopini with green leaf mussels, some couscous, flavored with some nice vegetables right there, carrots, celery, tomatoes, and acqua pazza, which means crazy water, literally translated. So we're going to get the couscous started. And here I have some seafood water, clam juice, like a seafood stock. We're going to get that boiling. And here we have our couscous. We're going to put the couscous right in a Pyrex dish. And in order to do the couscous, we actually need to use equal part couscous and water. Have you ever had couscous before, Lucy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do you like it? You like
I
it?
love it. Yes,
Excellent.
very good.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's actually also very used in France. Am I correct, Bob?
Yes, and it cooks so fast. It's
I
great.
know it is. So here we're going to prep our salmon now. We got some nice salmon. We're going to take the skin off. And we're going to cut it into just about half-inch thick slices.
Well, you just whip the skin right off there.
Yeah, just you get under it. So you kind of make an incision right there, and then you turn it around, and then you lift it up, and then you hold the skin down, and off it comes.
Wow.
Just like that.
It's incredible, no?
Yeah.
Very easy. So we're going to put this on a plate.
See, you get the nice little tricks going in there.
So how often do you cook at home, Lucy?
A couple times a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm
when
learning
you-
stuff every day from you.
And when you do you always keep in mind the diabetes aspect of eating and sugars and stuff
yeah.
like that and
Health-
starches?
healthy living.
Healthy living.
Yep.
That's
Very
what I'm
important.
trying to learn myself. Anyway, so we got our water here is coming up nicely. We got some dill here. We're going to chop some dill and a little bit of garlic.
So what is this right here?
That is dill weed in a fresh form, of course. And you actually will find it most often and most commonly in grocery stores in a little container in a spice department, dried, which is also a good substitute. But there is nothing, of course, to me, there's nothing like the real thing, the fresh thing. And dill is one of the few herbs that I don't mind chopping and putting into ingredients, into a recipe. So you see our clam juice is now boiling. So what we do is we just put it all over the couscous. just move it up a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to cover it up nice and tight. So in this case, I'm using a little bit of plastic wrap.
Hey, Luciano,
Yes, Bob.
I'm gonna go get us a nice bottle of wine.
Yes.
I will be right back.
Thank
right,
you.
see you in a
Something
minute.
white, Bob. And we're going to set this on the side. And it should be ready in like a few minutes. So then here we're going to chop this. And while I do this, actually, would you mind do me a favor and
Sure.
peeling this carrot?
Absolutely.
Might as well get busy. So we're going to then
Alrighty.
chop the two components together, or garlic and dill, and then sprinkle it all over the salmon. And we're going to just put a little salt and pepper there. I love these little grinders. Thumb grinders.
It's a
Okay.
nice peeler over here.
Yeah, very nice and sharp. So we're going to put some olive oil over the top. And this is actually something that you can do, you can prepare ahead. And it actually will be better if you let it marinate for 20 minutes, half an hour.
Okay.
So we're just going to get this one nicely marinated. And then I think this is the perfect time for us to,
I could smell the dill. Smells good.
yeah, for us to take a break. And then when we come back, we're actually going to cook the mussels and get the sauce going. The couscous will be ready by there. So we are going to take a break, and we're going to come right back. And if you missed any of these steps, please go to cheflife.com and look out for this recipe. See you later. And welcome back. So we have our salmon here. It's been marinating now for about 15-20 minutes. Should be nice and flavorful. Couscous is ready. We're not going to stop there though. So that is, like the basic couscous, just cooked. Now we need to flavor it somehow. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to.
My kids love couscous.
They do?
They do.
Yeah.
Little butter.
So we're actually going to put this one here for the camera so they see what we're going to do. And we're just going to put some olive oil in a pan. My good friend Jimmy got me this bottle here. It's the bomb. You just
use
let out
any?
the right amount of olive oil so that you don't gush over the pan.
Always olive oil? Or?
Always olive oil. Well, I use butter too. But when I try and cook healthy, then I stay away from certain fats and just use olive oil. So today, that is what I'm trying to achieve here. So we'll actually slice some shallot. We're going to slice a little garlic. And then
You like the red onions?
I do. For some applications, I do. I like the color they have. I'm kind of a conservative, so I actually use the white onion most often. So here I just cut off a 2-inch segment of carrots, and then I sliced it, and then I'm going to julienne it. So I want everything to pretty much cook at the same time as I put it in.
Also, different sizes, cook it.
Well, different vegetables will cook at different times, but and especially if you cut them different thicknesses. So the thing is, if you cut everything a certain size, then everything will have a chance to cook at the same time, and you don't have anything that might be raw and something that is overcooked. So we start with the carrot because the carrot does have takes the longest to cook. So then we're going to slice some celery, just about the same size.
So do you think you can use like any kind of fish with this recipe? Or is
Yeah,
it just
absolutely.
mainly-
This is actually, the recipe itself, aqua pazza is a Tuscan recipe. All it is, crazy water, is basically just a little bit of water with fresh tomato, and then the flavor that it gets from the fish while the fish cooks in the water. So it's a very simple, fresh, delicate dish. So here, of course, we're going to actually add some bolder flavors. So we got the sofrito here for the couscous, and I put some. Yeah, why don't you click some salt on there as well? While I slice some garlic here, and I'll get the sauce for the salmon going. And the salmon would actually, we're going to prepare the sauce, and then we're probably going to poach. We're going to poach the salmon in the sauce after that is ready. So another addition would be the green lip mussels. So I have them here already kind of pre-opened, and they have,
Yeah,
their
I've
own
never
water
seen
under there.
The ones with the little green around them. What's the difference?
Those are actually from New Zealand. They are a great, they're a great mussel. They're a great product, and they're actually easily found in specialty stores. They come frozen as well, so you don't need to be afraid that you might not find the mussels. Or you can use fresh mussels if you are so lucky to have access to them.
But the taste is very different? Or?
No, they taste like mussels, but then definitely they're definitely fleshier than like a black mussels that you find here. So here is the pan we're going to use for our fish. Careful, the olive oil is hot. Always love to start with a hot pan anyway.
And you're going to poach it. What's the difference between poaching and frying?
Well, let's say if I was to fry, we'll put the salmon in with a hot oil, and then we would sear the salmon and sear the juices in. Mm-hmm. When I poach, I would put the salmon in the pan with liquid in it, so it will kind of boil.
Okay.
But you poach it when you actually have the liquid simmering as opposed to boiling. So we're going to put that one in there. So this is a flavored acqua pazza. I'll put some shallots in there as well. And then we're going to cube a tomato.
Yeah, so if we can't flip like you, we just kind of shake.
Yeah, you cannot stir around.
There you go.
Yeah, do like that. Or you can actually use a wooden spatula. There you go, and you can move it around. So we added our we add our tomato in there. And then we'll pick out some parsley here out of my
What do you have there?
works jar. Just some parsley leaves. And then we're going to add our mussels in. And this is just plain water. We'll just slowly simmer this. So we just turn the fire down a little bit. Oh, wrong one. All right, so in the meanwhile, here we have our couscous. Thank you. And as you can see, the couscous has absorbed all the water and is basically ready to go.
And was it hot, the water, when you poured it in?
Yes, it was boiling. Remember, we actually boiled the clam juice, and then we poured it over very hot. And all couscous is basically semolina. And it's original of North Africa.
It's like a pasta? Noodle?
Yeah, right, exactly, the same thing. But it's found its origin in North Africa, but of course it's spilled over in Sicily, Sardinia, which are very close to North Africa. So anyway, we have our couscous now here getting nicely flavorful, and we have our water going. I think we need to take a break. We're going to go to commercial, and then when we come back, we're going to put the salmon in the water, and we're just going to put the dish together.
We're going to poach it.
We're going to poach it, exactly. So we're going to be right back. Don't go anywhere. And if you missed any of these steps, don't be afraid. Go to Chef Live, and you'll find everything you need to know. I'll see you back in a bit. My passion for food. I definitely would describe my relationship with food as a love-hate relationship. I love to cook it. I love to eat it. I hate sometimes the long hours that are associated with doing all of that, and I hate sometimes having to deal with the people that I cook for, but overall I have to say that it has been the most rewarding thing of my life. It's just about the only thing that I did in my life, but I guess that after 30 years of doing it, I'm still doing it because there is definitely an incredible amount of satisfactions and rewards out of the process. Valentino currently is actually divided into two concepts. We have a fine dining concept and a more casual dining trattoria. The more casual dining trattoria features more traditional recipes and dishes such as lasagna and spaghetti meatballs and linguine clams, things that most people will recognize as, let's say, being Italian. And at Valentino, we actually, in a fine dining room, we do try and present food a more modern way, a little more cutting edge, a little more developed. So we will take perhaps a traditional recipe, but we will freshen it up, we will break it apart a little bit and then put it back together slightly different. And you know, we try to keep things fresh and interesting and creative, not only for the patrons, but for ourselves as well. There's nothing worse in a kitchen as a chef to, you know, get into a rut and then just start cooking up the same old food, and you know, it's just not good. So we've got to keep it interesting. And welcome back.
It's looking good.
Isn't it though?
Smells so
All right,
good.
so we have our couscous there. It's getting more flavorful by the minute.
Right.
So we're now going to take the salmon here and just let it in between the mussels, right there. Just
What
like
kind of
that.
salmon is this?
This is actually farm-raised Atlantic salmon, the most common kind that you'll find in grocery stores. Of course, whenever we come up with a recipe, we try and be price conscious. And but if you want to go fancy and go to any of those fancy stores and get some of that wild-caught salmon at $20 a pound, by all means, this dish is going to be that much better. Down there.
Luciano!
Hey, Bob, welcome back.
We have a very big problem.
What happened? But hold on one second. Hold that thought, Bob. So I'm actually going to take
It's
the
a
marinade.
big problem, though.
I know, but hold that thought. I'm in the middle of something here.
There's
Uh-oh.
no good wine downstairs.
What do you
It's
mean?
all Italian.
Bob, that was
There are no French
that-
wines downstairs.
that was below the belt.
That was not nice, Bob.
That was not nice.
I've just been honest, no?
I don't know about that. So what did you pick for us? Did you get a white like I asked?
I don't even like white wine. I got a nice red wine.
Oh, Bob, you know, why do I even ask you? Anyway,
Je ne sais
I
pas.
guess red wine will be fine as long as you just pick a lighter style wine, maybe a Chianti or something like that. So as you can see, I'm actually flipping my salmon
The color
over.
changes, right?
Right, it turns into pink. So again, and you can do this dish with any kind of fish, really. I mean, it just is a very, I mean, this preparation with any kind of fish. You can use sea bass.
Sea bass is good.
Sea bass is very good.
They said it's
nice and
becoming
lean.
extinct.
Goldfish.
Some of them. Goldfish. Only you would eat goldfish, Bob.
My old college days.
Only you, Bob. Only you. So actually, technically, this will be ready because you do want to eat salmon, you know, medium rare, medium to medium rare. Of course, you cook the salmon as long as you want it. It's your salmon after all. But we are almost ready. Since it is me plating this is ready. I pronounce it ready. And I'm actually going to,
What's your favorite fish, Bob?
I like the sea bass, although I feel sorry for the sea bass.
Yep.
and
They're becoming extinct, that's what I heard.
That is true.
I'm going to put some of that nice couscous in the middle of the plate, and then you can just do individual plates, or you can just plate a nice family plate, just put in the middle of the table, and everybody will just help themselves. So you got to be kind of careful with the salmon because after it's cooked, it becomes somewhat fragile.
Yeah.
Like me.
For
So you
some
need-
reason, Bob, when I think fragile, you don't come to mind.
Well, that's
Mussels
not
stay
very
right in the
nice,
shells, right?
Luciano.
Yes, the mussel will stay right in the shell. And again, that's kind of good. You actually use then the shells to decorate, to garnish the plate.
Yeah.
And
I heard green dip mussels are very good for you.
they're very, very good. They're very rich in omega-3, which are
This is a
very good for
healthy
you.
dish.
Of course,
Very.
if you don't find mussels, you can use clams or you can use any shellfish that might be available to you. So we just prop some of these over here.
Very nice.
It looks very good, Luch,
Yeah,
like the
very in the
usual.
pink, very colorful.
Yeah, and then
Looks good,
like
Bob.
that. And then
Très bon.
we're gonna clean the plate because I spilled like that. So then we're going to take the water,
The juice.
the juice, the good stuff, and then kind of put it over. You know, you don't want to be shy. Like that.
Very good.
And for garnish, we just take some fresh parsley and then just throw it here and there. Just parsley leaves, whole leaves, just like that.
Do you eat the parsley?
Yeah, absolutely. Parsley is also very good for you.
Leave it.
Yeah,
And there's
that's,
vitamins and everything.
I know, a lot of them. There's a lot of nutritional values in parsley. And since we did use dill, we're just going to put some dill on there as well. We pick some better one. And
Wow, I'm learning how to decorate the plate and everything.
yeah, absolutely. Just a little green, you know, the eye wants its part. If it looks good, chances are people will eat it. And last but not least, my secret ingredient.
There it is.
And
Very good, chef.
we are done for today. Another dish that is easy to do, quick to do, inexpensive to get the ingredients,
And delicious.
very tasty
Very fast.
and very fast.
Yeah.
So anybody can do it, even Lucy here.
Yep.
We'll see you
Hey,
next
Bob.
time. Thank you very much, Bob.
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for visiting us here on Chef Live. And don't forget to find our wonderful recipes on cheflive.com. Bonsoir.
One scotch, one bourbon, one beer. One scotch, one bourbon, one beer. Please, Mr. Bob.